Helldivers going here, out climbing today. But today we are going to be talking about, well, the Hellbot and new AI teammates that will be coming into the game. We're going to go over all that, also Drip Kill. I promised you I would say 2.0, but without further ado, let's get into today's video.
So fellow Helldivers, we have a couple of fun leaks and rumors to talk about today. The first one I want to go over is actually about a vehicle. A lot of people have been wanting the APC a long time. Ironsights actually on June 17th gave an update on it saying APC is one of those things where I actually have no idea if it's still coming. It's up to them. I could see it being added with how many people want it, but for whatever reason it still hasn't come, which is kind of a bummer. We only have the FRV vehicle. We know that there's the cargo thing that we've seen gameplay of that is coming in the near future for the mega cities, but in terms of like a bigger vehicle, we just haven't seen it. But the one thing that I did want to really go over today, and that is a new companion coming to the game. Ironsights let us know that the Hellbot still needs her systems reworked, but this is what it looks like when she's alongside you in missions. A lot of people have mentioned it recently, so I wanted to post a little screenshot, and it does appear you can actually get it in the game now, or at least that it's in the files and still being worked on, which is pretty interesting. This makes a lot of sense. When we got the Siege Troopers for the mega cities, it was finally showing that the AI could actually work in this game and go ahead and follow you and work with you. So now that that has been successful, I actually think the Hellbot is probably going to be the next thing that comes in, and Ironsights gave us a ton of information on how it's going to work. The Hellbot has been renamed to Cha Droid Helper. Now, most of us are aware that this is actually going to be a vendor. It's going to be something that sells us items in the store. However, Ironsights did say there is an audio string that says this Hellbot will stand in for your Helldiver squad mate, meaning that Arrowhead does seem to be working in the future to go ahead and make this a teammate if you get kicked from your lobby so that you can go ahead and have some help. This is actually a pretty great idea, and I do hope that this is what ends up coming in fully. It'll be interesting to see how this also comes in with the brand new clan system. We've known for a while that Ironsights let us know there are a bunch of strings and references to it. In fact, there's going to be an entire clan station where you can hang out with you and your crew. There's going to be platoon orders that are available to all members as long as the station is orbit around the local planet, meaning that you'll get special mission objectives if you go ahead and run with your clan. So if you're not someone who's going to run around with your Hellbots or the Siege Troopers, the clan system is going to be very interesting in the near future. However, it looks like we'll also be getting clan stratagems, but we don't know too much about it. It could be the nuke. But going back to that vendor bot droid, Ironsights did let us know a bunch of voice lines because it has a bunch of voice lines tied with the illuminate. But to even make that point even stronger, those voice lines involving the Hellbot, which is going to be part of the platoon system or a vendor on the space station, does go ahead and say specific lines about the illuminate. And the reason it's so curious that it has voice lines tied to the illuminate is, as it was posted on the Meridia Squadron the other day on Twitter, it shows that Helldivers, we believe that the Illuminate had deployed what was known as the Illuminate Beacon in the First Galactic War back into the battlefield. Their purpose is unknown, but they are likely sending an SOS. And as you've noticed in the last couple of days on this channel, we have covered the new Illuminate enemy types that Ironsights has shown us, which seems to indicate that maybe when this full force finally does come through and the SOS works, well, we might finally be getting that help with that droid bot. Astro, a data miner, said he hadn't seen this post on the topic board and then showed us a model of a science officer that is currently in the game files. Now, in the first Helldivers game, science officers were NPCs that were actually on your ship. They gave you some tactical knowledge and information, such as the one right here saying, somehow I feel most at home when we are in deep space. The tranquility of it, the grandness, almost brings a tear to my eye. But everyone knows that Helldivers and their companions don't cry, so that was never going to happen. And interestingly enough, the science officer has a badge saying that they know many things. Is that they are most likely going to be in the Truster Ministry of Science faction. Now, here are all the factions of Super Earth right now, which could actually, have their own additional crew member added into the files and added onto our ship with this new update. There's the Ministry of Unity, the Ministry of Truth, the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Expansion, and Ministry of Prosperity, which we don't need anymore because we're going to take down the Illuminate, Terminids, automatons. But it could be pretty cool because the science officers could also give us new ways to upgrade our weaponries. And this would be one of those things where they go ahead and add in more ways and more customization for players to go on and grow. The ship upgrades was an excellent addition that they added in, and adding new ways to expand upon that definitely seems like something that Arrowhead is going to want to be doing, especially with that found in the files. But it's not just us, maybe getting some new Hellbot help, which would be fantastic, or getting the new Siege Troopers, which have also been really fun with the AI. But it appears that there might be AI that might work against us as well. Our stuff found in the game files right here, where it says a faction type Super Earth, faction type Bugs, faction type Illuminate, faction type Cyborg, which is the automatons, and finally a faction type Wildlife, which is going to be a new enemy faction or possibly neutral faction that will attack both fellow Helldivers alike and the enemies as well. And there's even more stuff, as there are voice lines for our Helldivers to communicate that we have found it on certain planets. I'll go ahead and play the audio files right here. These are found by Tier 5 NPC.
Alien wildlife found. Assessment. Adorable. Dangerous wildlife.
So as you can see, one of them is very cute and adorable. However, dangerous wildlife is also spotted, which does imply the fact that these things are going to be hunting us, or at least impacting our battles while we try to spread managed democracy. I think this would be a pretty interesting thing to come into the game. It fits very well with the lore, and there are a ton of planets that could bring this in. We haven't seen any on the planets we have currently been exploring. However, that being said, there are a ton in the game files that are going to be coming soon. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the planets and let me know which one you guys think the AI wildlife will be coming to. There are 10 new planets that will be added to the game in the future. These planets include the Bug homeworld, the Bot homeworld, the Illuminate homeworld, which is fantastic because now we know that they are still coming, the Mines of Zion, a Forest Cathedral, Heroes Bay, Coldith, which is kind of a funny name, Miasma 8, I think I said that right, Darkwater Bay, Bug Quarantine, Meridian Leah, RP426 Eushurion, which I'm pretty sure is from an Aliens game, Outpost 31, Franklin's Retreat, and Protea 5, along with one called Hell's Cauldron, which, you know, only makes me more worried about Hellmire. There is actually a banner frame of all the new maps that we know of so far with their images actually in it, which makes it very, very interesting, and you can get an idea of the biosphere that we will be playing on in the future. And Helldivers 2 is a great game with a lot to offer players. If you haven't already touched it, I highly recommend it. So that's everything we can be expecting in terms of AI wildlife. We'll go ahead and play some community clips right now, and remember, if you guys want to submit any, just shoot me a message and a DM on Thornton Smash on Twitter, and I will go ahead and upload some of your guys' gameplay.
Reinforcing! Heavy north, 50 meters. Heavy north, 50 meters.
Ready delivering. The Helldivers in action!
Let me go down below, guys. What are your thoughts about the Hellbot coming in? Some of the new planets, and what are you hoping to see in the future of the game? Also, don't forget to check out the video in the top left corner. And without further ado, thank you for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.